going on, Jeromes? So last week during the bye week, the major question leading into the Raiders game was, hey, who's going to start at quarterback? And now, after the Raiders game, after the Vikings scored three offensive points, and Josh Dobbs, who was the starter, got benched for Nick Mullens, who came in and led the Vikings on the drive that resulted in the only points of the game. Question is, who is going to start at quarterback Saturday against the Cincinnati Bengals? And the Vikings are likely going to announce it today. They're back at TCO for practice, and hey, I'll admit, the Dobbs run was a lot of fun, and we understood why O'Connell went with Dobbs, just trying to bring back the love and feeling, like the high highs that you saw with Dobbs against the Falcons and the first half against the Saints, trying to replicate that, but we didn't do it. Didn't do it. And, Dobbs looking skittish against the Bears, same thing against the Raiders, didn't get things done, and it was just a mess all the way around. The game plan was not good, and again, it's tough to change mid-season completely from a pocket passing offense with Kirk Cousins to something that would have suited Dobbs. And they didn't do it, and now we're back to square one. But even though, yes, Jaren Hall potentially could be a guy, could be the future. Looked really good on the second drive against the Falcons. The rookie fifth rounder out of BYU, the Mormon missile. I would have understood it, but it's going to be Nick Mullens. And I do think that dollars for donuts, the Vikings will announce today. Kevin O'Connell will announce that it will be Nick Mullens starting for the against the Bengals on Saturday and probably the rest of the season. And I understand it. I understand. There's a couple reasons we're. Number one, he does have the most experience of the three quarterbacks. Got 25 games, 17 starts. Been with O'Connell for 2 years. He's the longest tenured quarterback on the Rooster. He was traded from the Raiders. Nick Mullens' revenge game. Got him. Right before the start of the regular season last year. So every single regular season and the one playoff game, Nick Mullens has been in the sphere with Kevin O'Connell, so that will be valuable. He'll distribute the football. He's not going to reinvent the wheel. Also, you saw against the Raiders, the internal clock is a lot faster than with Dobbs. And with Dobbs, a number of those sacks over the last couple of games, I mean, a lot of them are on him. And a lot of the pressures that the offensive line suddenly is giving up, I mean, generally, you're going to benefit from having a mobile quarterback, but when that quarterback refuses to run and just hangs on to the football, it's not going to be good. But also, Nick Mullens, even though, yes, we do love us some Jaren Hall, Nick Mullens was ahead of Jaren Hall on the depth chart at every opportunity when Mullens was healthy. So breaking training camp as well as when he returned against the Raiders, he was ahead of Jaren Hall. So I think that does make sense here. And the whole thing about Nick Mullens is that is he starting material? Is he going to be a guy who takes over the starting job? Probably not. But is he a high-end backup? Sure. Yeah, he's a veteran guy. He's a functional guy. He's labeled a game manager, except he's a little bit more YOLO than you would expect. But he does throw a catchable ball. He does throw in rhythm. He does lead his receivers as opposed to having to see something and then throw it. And he's not going to lay out receivers with hospital balls like Dobbs did, right? And also quick release. He's going to get rid of the ball. Like we said, his pocket awareness is pretty damn solid, runs play action, and is a tough ass dude. And one of the reasons why, because Southern Miss, that's right, the pride of Southern Miss, alma mater of Bert Favre. Also, you remember Kyle Jerome Ezekiel Sluter actually started his college football career as a tight end / wide receiver with the Golden Eagles before he transferred to Northern Colorado and became the greatest quarterback of all time. And also what's interesting, so you remember Rashad Hill, the utility tackle for the Vikings for a number of years? He was from Southern Miss. Kyle Sluter started off as a tight end. So there was instances, I'm sure, where Rashad Hill was at tackle and the inline tight end was Kyle Sluter. It's amazing, man. But, yeah, Nick Mullens at Southern Miss broke a lot of Favre's records at the school. A little bit undersized, tough, plucky guy, kind of like Taylor Heineke before Taylor Heineke, but he does have 25 career games. He started a fistful of games with the Niners back in the day, and we're using this meme. So after the Vikings traded for him at the end of training camp and took over as QB2, so instead of Mannion and Mond, it's Dobbs and Hall. Look at me. I'm the QB1 now. That's what Nick Mullens is going to do, man. And also, Nick Mullens and Kirk Cousins do have the most time together of any of the two quarterbacks in the room. So I do think that Kirk will disseminate some decent information, as well as the working relationship is the most developed. And I do think that Nick Mullens would give the Vikings the best chance. And I mean, we said that, hey, maybe Josh Dobbs could be this year's Case Keenum. How about Nick Mullens this year's Case Keenum? I don't know, man. But either way, they'll be the fourth starting quarterback for the Vikings, but I think it does make sense, where especially the defense playing the way that it is, and JJ's back/chest injury doesn't seem as too serious. You just need a guy who's going to take care of the football, who's going to get the ball out quick, throw a catchable ball, and that's all you need. You got Hawkinson, you got JJ, you got Addison, and Dobbs was fun, yes, but was Dobbs going to be a functional pocket passer? No. Were the Vikings going to have enough time to completely overhaul this offense and cater to Dobbs' skill set? No. But who else is a pocket passer? Nick Mullens. Who's been in this offense for the most time? Nick Mullens. Who's going to do good the rest of the way? Nick Mullens. So I fully understand why Kevin O'Connell will go the veteran in this spot. Actually, just watch. It's going to be Jaren Hall on Saturday, which I'm okay with. More of a missile. Let's go, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Why the Vikings should start Nick Mullens at quarterback the rest of the way. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Once put the work. Oh, hold on. So a lot of people are also going to say, well, they should start Jaren Hall to see what you got. We're not at that point yet. I mean, the Vikings are 7-6. It'd be another thing if they were 2-9. Math, I know. 2-11. Math is really easy for me. But also, I mean, Jaren Hall, Kevin O'Connell and company, they see him every day in practice, and also he's going to be here for the next 3 years, so they're going to get a look at him. All right, so it's not really imperative for them right now. So there you go. But anyways, you know what to do. Skull production value.